One of the biggest things that I personally advocate for is mental resilience and mental toughness. Because let's face it, today's world, we're getting soft. And there's a few other reasons as well. But let me start off by saying there's one constant thing in every single person's life on this earth. And that's the fact that we're gonna go through challenges, we're gonna go through obstacles, we're gonna face some hurdles along the way, and life is gonna throw its shit at us. There's just no way around it, and it's gonna happen to all of us at some point in our lives, regardless of our any sort of like financial situation, social status, whatever it is. We're gonna face challenges. The more mentally resilient you are and the more mentally tough you are, the better you'll be prepared to take on any of the shit that life wants to throw at you. Think of it this way. If you're gonna go take an exam, you're gonna try out for a sports team, or you have a big presentation at work coming up, or in a more extreme case, you're about to go to war, you're not gonna just dive into these things. Like, you're not just gonna waltz into the room and act like it's La La Land and just go through the motions and do the thing. No, like, you're gonna coordinate some sort of effort and put in some sort of work, like leading up to these things, because you want to be doing those things good. Like, you want to succeed in those things, you want to do them well. And that's exactly what we need to do in our everyday life in order to be ready for the inevitable adversities that we'll have to face, no matter what our situation is. With that said, let's head into the first thing that you can do to help build mental resilience. And that is to do something uncomfortable every single day. Yes. Find something that you deem to be uncomfortable and then do it every single day, no matter what. For me, this is cold showers, running, reading, and most importantly, waking up early. And over the past few months, I've really honed in on these things and tried to make an everyday effort to do these things no matter what. And I've been pretty good at sticking to it. So I'm finally able to talk about this on camera, but realize that you gotta be able to find something that you deem to be uncomfortable and just focus on one thing at a time. I also didn't like just start doing all 4 things at once. Like, I focused on the first thing. Like, I started with the cold showers, then I focused on the running, then reading was pretty recent, just up like maybe like 2 months ago. And waking up early was also pretty recent, about a month ago. So I'm slowly incorporating these changes, and that's what I want you to do as well. Like, start off with one thing, focus on that one thing for some time, and then move on to the next thing after you've built that habit. And here's the thing, you don't want to hear this, but I have to tell you the truth. It doesn't get easier with time. Like, I've been doing the cold showers for more than a few months now, and still, like, every time I need to do it, I'm like, I kind of don't want to do this. But that's the whole point. That's the whole point, to do these uncomfortable things. But with time, you do get stronger and you're able to get through it. And it's because you're building up that resilience, and that's exactly what we want. But we also want it to be uncomfortable to some extent where you don't feel like doing it, because that also is what gives us the mental benefits for it. And the thing that you choose for yourself that's uncomfortable, try to do it early in the day, like maybe within the first hour of waking up or so. And the reason for that is because it gives you a very strong start to the day. Like, just think of it logically, you know, like when you wake up and you do something that's really uncomfortable and something that you don't want to do and something that's hard, the rest of the day compared to that, like, it's just gonna be really easy. It's gonna be smoother, or relatively smoother in some sense, because you just did something that you found to be very hard, very uncomfortable. And if you want daily reminders to stick to your goals, then don't forget to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. My handle is @ishmotivates. The second thing that you need to do to build mental resilience is sit with yourself for 30 minutes and write down all your insecurities and your flaws that you're uncomfortable with. Look, no one else is gonna see this list, so try to be as real and as raw as you can possibly be about these things, because trust me, in order to face the insecurities and the fears that you have, the first thing you need to do is actually wholeheartedly accept these things as flaws and insecurities and write them out. Be accepting of these things because they're real and they're there. Don't just look away in the other direction. Don't just try to cover them up. I've done that. I've been there. Back in the day in high school, like, all my insecurities, I tried to cover them up, and I tried to talk about them in a good way, or like try to distract from it by talking about something else that I was good at in order to hide them better. And you'd think it would make you feel better about yourself, right? But it just makes you feel emptier. And when something related to your insecurity comes up in a regular conversation or someone says something about it to you, you feel triggered. You feel like you want to defend yourself. You feel like you want to argue with that person and tell them why they're wrong. But really, if that happens, dig deep. Why are those feelings arising where you feel like you need to fight and defend yourself? Why do you feel like you need to explain yourself? Why do you feel like the other person is wrong? You need to dig deep into where these thoughts and feelings are coming from, because chances are that they're deep rooted in some sort of insecurity that you haven't faced. I have a lot of insecurities of myself, and I've actually spoken about this in quite some detail, and I'll link that video up here. I'll add a card. I'll also link it down in the description below, so check it out. It was a pretty recent video. I did it like about a month or two ago, where I just opened up about all my insecurities that I have, and spoilers, is quite a few of them, so you're not alone in this situation. But realize again that if you want to face these things, if you want to face your insecurities, your flaws, your fears, you have to first wholeheartedly accept that these things are there. Overall, write your insecurities out, write those flaws out, identify the things that you can change and you can change, and start working towards being comfortable with the things that you can't change, while trying your best to work on the things that you have it in your power to change and work on. It's not an easy process, bro. I'm tired of saying this, but I'm gonna continue to say this because this is just what it is. It's hard. These things are not easy. They're not meant to be easy. Because look, if it was easy and every single person would be doing it, then these things wouldn't separate you from the rest. It would just be the norm. But it's not the norm. And take advantage of that. Do the hard things, especially when no one else is doing it, especially when you don't feel like it, because that's what's gonna separate you. That's what's gonna make your future self thank your past self for doing those hard things, because your future self is in such a better position. Anyways, if you've stuck this far with me, chances are that you do want to implement these changes in your life, so go ahead and do that. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comments below, and if there's anything specific that you kind of want advice on or need help with, shoot me a DM on Instagram and I'll definitely get back to you, or just leave it down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as well. And I just want to say, if you made it this far, I appreciate you so much, and thank you for tuning in and supporting the channel. Yo, if you're new to the channel and you're not subscribed yet and you watched the full video, then what are you doing? Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. I post shorts every single day and I post videos every single week, so don't miss out on them. I will catch all of y'all in the next video.